I've been waiting for you.
The power of friendship in Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people hate this friendship aspect that Yu-Gi-Oh! Tends to have, and what friendship is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is basically motivation, guidance, you know, the typical self-help stuff that a human or just a character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Tends to go through. That's mainly the leading factor in a villain losing in Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people think that's 100% the reason why they lose, and I disagree with them completely. I actually want to hear your guys' thoughts down below after this video. But my personal thoughts on friendship in Yu-Gi-Oh! And the power of it is that every time a villain loses in Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship is a key factor in that, but it really isn't 100% the reason why they lose. Now, you got your bullshit moments in Yu-Gi-Oh! For example, in Duelist Kingdom, when Tim thought of his friends and somehow it blocked the whole fact that Pegasus's Millennium Eye can read the opponent's mind, but somehow negated that. But for the most part, it really isn't. Now, when you look at an issue in Yu-Gi-Oh! And a psychological warfare that goes on inside the main character's head, the protagonist's head, when everything's backed up in a corner, they think of their friends because that's what's going to help them to the victory, to that W. But the reason why they win ultimately is due to their actions. Friendship is just that extra step that helps them in doing that action. It's very similar to cause and effect. You want to win the duel when you think of your friends. That's the cause. You're trying to win that because you don't want to lose your friends. You don't want your world to get destroyed depending on the current situation. And through that, the effect occurs, which is you do an action. You draw Exodia. When you think of the Exodia summoning scene with the Tim, a Tim was backed up in a corner. He didn't have the mental fortitude on drawing that last piece of Exodia. If he did not have that psychological warfare in his head, all he had to do was draw the last piece of Exodia and he still would have won, regardless of what was going on in his head at the current time. So I personally believe that friendship isn't the main reason why the villains lose. It's a guidance. It's basically aiding the main hero in winning that duel. Now I want to give my personal thoughts on if I do enjoy friendship in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it being basically used in every single arc and it used to defeat every single villain for the most part. And I have my, thoughts, and my thoughts are that I sort of dislike it sometimes, and it depends on what I'm watching. Duel Monsters, you're going to see that every single damn episode. Every single time they're backed up in the corner, they think of their friends. When I'm reading the manga, I expect more than that. I don't expect friendship being pulled in every single moment. And I've only read the first 7 volumes, but for the most part, in each random game, friendship is a key factor on why they win. But I just don't like that friendship is used every single time. And I can see people's point on that. And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the main issues I have with Duel Monsters, along with the original manga. Even though I haven't fully read it, I would imagine that friendship is brought up every single time as well. Like, we'll get our certain scenes in duels where friendship isn't brought up, but for the most part, the main boss battles have friendship in them. And I was just hoping at least once there wasn't friendship implemented into that. And I really want to hear your guys' thoughts down below on this as well. Do you guys like this friendship aspect added into every single main arc, every single main villain's defeat? Before I wrap this video up very shortly, I do want to say that I like friendship when it's helping the character go through a sad, lost, lonely, depressed moment. Like when we saw Joey think about his sister during Battle City. Joey at the current time was too busy caring about his Red Eyes Black Dragon, the fact that he lost to the Rare Hunter, that he totally forgot about something more important, which is family. So Tristan or Honda comes in and punches him across the face. Only a friend would do that. Only a friend would have basically the balls to do that. So I like friendship in that regard when a character is down. But I don't like it when it's brought up every single time the main character is basically in defeat. And that has to aid them in winning. Now, I do like that when they duel, like when Yugi is dueling during Battle City, the Darts arc, DSOD, when their friends are just shouting and telling Yugi to go on, don't think of defeat, keep on going on. That builds up the suspense, but when it gets to the climax of the duel, and that friendship just comes out of nowhere, and it gives them that guidance to win, I just don't like that. But everyone's opinions vary, so I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Comment if you like the power of friendship in Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you do not like the power of friendship. I really want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. I will try to respond to them as fast as I can. And with that note, I will see you guys later.